What's up, everybody? Eddie Howard here. Look, I just had the most amazing experience with author Nikki Nicole and Breaking the Silence podcast. This podcast is dedicated to entrepreneurs, authors, artists of all types, and it gives them an opportunity to tell their stories. This was a phenomenal experience for me as an artist, I'm sure, as well as other artists. And I'm also sure that it will be a phenomenal experience for you as a listener. Don't take my word for it, though. Just click on the link and go check it out for yourself.
I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. Do you know what that mean, man? I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. Do you know what that mean?
She got her own house, she got her own car. 2 jobs, work hard, you a bad broad. If you ain't on, sit down. If you ain't on, sit down. If you ain't on, sit down. If you ain't on, sit down.
I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. Do you know what that mean? Baby fat, just relax, front your own flat screen. Back row, cook clean, and don't make a scene. When you call on a cellular, she tell you she don't need not a goddamn thing. You a hot damn thing. If you think you finna get her with a goddamn thing, you insane, boy. You better get some goddamn change. We a fool, been a school.
That's how it's where you can unleash your inner voice with author Nikki Nicole. People ask me all the time why I do what I do. My vision is to shine a light on everyday people, great people, so that we all can win.
I've been through the storm, and I'm still standing. I've been through the storm, and I'm still standing.
I know y'all like, if this girl go live one more time today. I have a lot of great people to put in the spotlight today. This is the third interview of today, and I'm excited about this interview as well. Just as excited as I was the last interview. So today's guest is, man, let me tell you something. She made my day, y'all. She sent me 2 books of hers, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and read them yet. But man, just looking at the covers, I was like, yes, I got to make some time to read these books, and I will very soon. Crystal Darks is from Austin, Texas. She was actually a connection to me from one of my dear friends, Yolanda. She connected us to each other and said, you know, my cousin, she's an author. She's great. I was like, okay, I'll interview her. So here we are today on the Breaking the Silence stage. She's an author. She's a mother of 4 beautiful daughters. And she has the books Concrete Situations. Now, she has not only 1 volume, but she has several volumes from this book and Animal Attractions. So after her promo and her countdown, please give her a warm welcome to the Breaking the Silence stage.
The road has been long, trying to follow my dreams. I stayed on the path because I believe. It started out some years ago. I was a little girl, didn't know where to go. And then one day, my heart felt sick. That's when I fell in love with the music. It took me to another place, another realm. It took the pain away. It felt so right, it can't be wrong. So I followed my dream, now I can sing a song. Life is truly what you make it. Gotta learn how to embrace it. Gotta fight for what you want, if you want me.
Man, you gave me a new song to listen to. I like that song. I was like, okay, I like this flavor. How you
Yes,
doing?
sir. Love it. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being a guest on Breaking the Silence so I can shine that light on you a little bit more. So tell
Thanks for
everybody,
having me.
you're welcome. Tell everybody who you are for the ones that do not know.
I'm a self-published author, born and raised in Austin, Texas, mother of 4 girls. Um, Writing is my passion. I was a reader before I was a writer. Um, the same way how I reacted to other authors when I was reading a lot, I would like to give that same back, you know, to my audience.
Nice. Started off as a reader. I did too. I started off reading a whole lot. And then, I was writing at the same time, though. I was reading a lot and writing a lot. So, how did you meet the pen and the paper, though? How did that start?
So, okay, before I even knew I was a writer or was going to be a writer, my freshman year in high school, my English teacher and I, for whatever reason, we used to bump heads. He would give us a creative writing assignment to do, meaning we could, create whatever we wanted. We could write about whatever. So whenever he also gave us a word count to not go over. So whenever I created my work, I always went over my word count. He thought I did it just to tick him off, and honestly, that was not the case. I didn't understand why did I keep going over my word count. So every time he would give us this assignment, he'd be like, "All right, Crystal, stay within your word count. If you want to go write novels, go talk to Stephen King." I'm like, "All right, man." So I will always, go over my word count. And so one day after he got finished fussing at me about it, he told me to stay after class. He wanted to talk to me. I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." So he asked me, he said, "Have you ever thought about becoming a writer?" I said, "You mean like an author? Why would I do that?" I'm 14 or 15 at that time. I mean, I didn't know. So he was just taken by my work. And so he was like, "Okay, I understand why you keep going over your word count, because as you keep going and creating things, more creative juices start to flow." And like I told him, I said, "I can't help it. Like, I just can't stop. I just get so into it." So before I knew that, really, he pointed that out to me. And then, so of course, years pass on. Um, when I first picked up The Coldest Winter Ever, that's when I was like, "Oh, snap. It's okay to write about other things. It's okay to write about your struggle, what you go through." Then that's when I got introduced to urban fiction. And that's when I first fell in love with it. And then after that, I followed behind Quan, um, Omar Tyree, you name it,
Mhm. Good stuff.
Keisha Irvin. Like, I just followed behind them, and then that kind of inspired me to just go ahead and do it. It was already there. It was already in me. I just didn't know at that time.
Wow. So that's what took you so long, because you released concrete situations in what, 2015?
Yeah, it was in, yeah, 2015. And then too, I didn't know anything about self-publishing either. So I thought I had to go through all this, go through getting rejected by, companies and stuff like that, until I met my mentor, Caleb Devine, author of Bonafide Hustler. When I met Caleb Devine, he was like, "No, have you ever heard of self-publishing?" I'm like, "No, what's that?" So he just pretty much walked me through the whole thing. So
Right.
yeah. And
You know,
so when I want to say when I got pregnant with my daughter, that's when I started writing concrete situations by hand. And so after going back and forth and learning the publishing business and, research and reading on everything, I just gave in and did it. It was September of 2015 when I finally birthed it.
wow. It was the same thing for me when I started writing. I thought you had to like pay a whole lot of money, and get this big
Yeah.
time publisher. And then, I didn't know nothing about self-publishing either. So when I found out about it, I just took off. I was like, okay, this is what we doing. So yeah,
So yeah, it does take time and money, but it's not as hard as you think it is.
right, right. So what has been your like biggest challenge so far as an author?
Oh man. I would say a lot of balancing out the time, being a mother, you stay busy. I mean, that job never stops. That's around the clock.
Mhm.
So balancing out time and trying to set deadlines for myself. So yeah,
Yeah, that
deadlines, and then
time is hard.
also I'm trying to get better at marketing and promoting too. So I'm still learning in that area.
Phew. Man, that marketing and promoting is that I think that's the
Yes.
most challenging part to me
Yeah.
because
And that's
you
actually they
don't
said
go
that's where the
yourself.
hard part come in at after writing the book.
Because you got to get out there and you have to actually make people know who is Crystal Stars. You got to let
Yeah.
them know who you are. You got to go to
Yes.
events and everything. So that to me
Yes,
was
you
the
have
most
to
challenging part. I
it
agree.
it
I agree.
is.
So we're gonna take a break and we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about these volumes. I was reading that bio. I said she has volumes of these books.
Yes. Three
So
so
we're gonna take
far, and
nice. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about concrete situations and your story behind that. Okay. All right.
already.
Dog, dog, dog. Currently feeling like I'm changing. Currently changing on the current beat. Hey, make Ricky kill this motherfucker, man. I won't walk around in circles unless I'm checking on my team. If you get me out of character, don't expect me when it is. Currently, I ain't tripping about a thing. Longest checks they come and don't freeze. I won't walk around in circles unless I'm checking on my team. If you get me out of character, don't expect me when it is. Currently, I ain't tripping.
All right. So let's talk about concrete situations. Where did the birth start with that book and your vision behind that book?
Oh, concrete situations. Based on a young lady by the name of Paris Frost, I think. Just about really what every young girl has gone through. So basically, Paris Frost, she marries into a corrupt family. Not only she marries into them, but after her husband, her father-in-law, are busted, for drugs and other illegal activities. She learns the truth about her mother's death and how her mother's death is tied into the family she married into. It's a lot of twists and turns. Um, she goes through all of that. She goes through, just all the skeleton bones that comes flying out of the closet at her. You know, she deals with it. And she also runs into a bit of a concrete situation of her own while going through that. It's like I said, it's a lot of twists and turns, a huge emotional roller coaster ride.
Nice. Man, see,
Yes, I would say yes. So like I said, she learns about the truth about her mom's death, the truth about her younger sister, because her younger sister was taken from her right after the mom's funeral. The mom's not even good and buried yet, but her sister gets taken away. So she marries Bradley Frost, the son of Bradshaw Frost. The Frost family, they're known for what they do, when it comes to being corrupt, you know. Um, so eventually, her husband, he goes to jail and she links in. I'm trying not to give too much away for the ones that's
ooh,
never seen it before. I mean, not seen it. I'm sorry. Thinking about a movie that's
it
never
sounds
read
like a
it.
movie.
Yeah, that's never read it before. But she links in with his brother and finds out more information, and there you have it. They have their own situations that they have to go through. And eventually, throughout the other, volumes, as you read on, and 2 and 3 and 4 will be here soon. After all of that, before you know it, they are actually on the run. They're running away from her husband.
Mm.
They leave the
Don't tell
state
me
of
no
Texas
more.
and they go to Detroit.
Lord have mercy. Y'all,
Detroit of all
look,
places, but of course, my second home, I have to,
the cover itself says there's some heat in this book. I was like,
it,
you know what? That's gonna be the first one I read actually, because I'm like, this, yeah, it's gonna draw me in. I'm gonna be sitting down, ain't gonna get nothing done. Fooling with
yeah.
you. So with that book, what made you like come up with that genre and say, you know what, I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna start here first.
Well, with volume one, when I first started it, um, I was actually, that was supposed to only be one. I didn't plan on doing the series. Originally, that was just supposed to be one book, and I was supposed to dead it. But then, like I had mentioned before, when you get to writing and other ideas get to come in, it's like, hold on, I think I need to do a volume two to this. Do
Mhm,
this major cliffhanger at the end and continue on
mhm.
with the volume two. And then before you know it, volume three and now volume four is on the way. Um, but with me, it's not my, a lot of people think it's my life story, but it's not. But with me having to grow up fast and experience a lot of things at an early age, that was part of the reason why I created that storyline. But at the same time, it's not my life story. A lot of people
Wow,
asked me that. And it's like, no, it's not
that
my life
was just
story. So I
inspiration.
just, yes,
Nice.
definitely.
Nice. So let's talk about animal attraction. What is the story behind that? Why did you write animal attraction? That
Ooh,
that title just jumps at me.
So, animal attraction. I feel like, okay, the main character in the book, Carmen Montgomery, I believe that's just about every woman in America, really all over. Overwhelmed, tired, got a lot on the shoulders, just gotta carry everything, when it shouldn't have to be that way. So basically, Miss Carmen Montgomery, she's going through a lot at home with her significant other, Matthew. Um, she's driven, she has goals, Matthew, not so much. He lacks in everything in the book, everything you could think of. Like there's no meet halfway. So, she's dealing with that. Her needs not being met sexually, emotionally, mentally, not none of that. I mean, he's just like an accessory, you know. So she ends up meeting Roman while she was helping her aunt cater at a repast for Roman's mother. Roman's mother had passed away or whatever. So she meets him there. And it's the most awkward moment, you know. So he comes in, he's screaming and hollering in the repast. He's screaming at his stepfather because he did not tell him that his mother died. So he's screaming and carrying on, you know. So everybody, the kitchen staff, they run in the back and they're listening, but she's standing there and she's looking at him. He beautiful, beautiful guy. In fact, Ryan from Black Ink was in my head when I created his character, just to let you know. So anyway, he's upset, he's carrying on, he's going on and on, he's hurt, he's in pain. So while he's doing all this, she's just looking at him. And the whole time, this helper right here getting turned on by him screaming.
Oh my God. Whoa.
So yeah, and, the man is in pain and she's over here lusting, after him. So anyway, long story short, he goes off to blow off some steam and the repast is over with. Everybody shut it, the father, he shut it down. It's like, all right, this is it. It's time to go. We're closing up. So while they're closing up, she packs him up a plate of food and she goes outside and she takes it to him. And she kind of soothes him and, talk to him and everything. And that's how that got to happen. What an awkward moment at his mother's repast, but yes.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So she
That
ends up, yeah. she ends up getting her needs met, of course, as you can see. Um, and the whole time at home, she's not paying Matthew no attention, even though he was the one that neglected her. But she's neglecting him now. So you know how like the table turns, if you mirror that energy, oh, they don't
Mm-hmm.
like that. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
does really, regardless of what gender. But yeah, nobody likes that.
Mm-hmm.
So mirror the same energy, and he's like, hold on, like what's going on? So she's just pretty much she's being ruthless with it. She's like really like she don't care. Um, yeah.
Wow. Whew. I can't wait to read them. Boy, boy, boy.
So she's just ruthless with it, not caring, and that's heck. I mean, yeah.
Whew. Yeah, you okay. So, and then you're gonna leave it on a cliffhanger, and then you're gonna make somebody wait for. See, you ain't right for that.
Well, Concrete Situations, that was a cliffhanger. The volume one was. That was definitely a cliffhanger. But Animal Attraction, even though that's my first erotic tale, but toward the ending, it's still kind of, I say more of a romantic ending. I'll just leave it at that. Just leave
Yeah,
it at that.
don't tell me too much. Don't tell me too
Yeah, I
much.
don't want to spoil it.
So, what makes you the versatile author that you are? What makes you different?
I just feel like I have that creativity in every, genre. Even though I have urban and erotic published at the moment, but I also have um love stories, crime mysteries, and family drama, women's fiction. I'm also working on that as well. And I just
Nice.
feel like I could just really, regardless of what genre, I feel like I can make it do what it do.
I know that's right. I like that. So, have you
Yes.
written any poetry?
Anywho,
Poetry?
no, I have not.
Hmm.
No, I love to read it though.
Nice, nice.
Yeah,
So, what's
I've never read. Yeah, I mean, I never written poetry before.
that's different. Normally, people start out writing poetry or they start out writing a journal, and that's
Yes.
like the next thing to writing. But you
Hmm.
do journal though. You journal?
Yes, it's good for your soul, good for your mind, your body, and your soul.
You have to release. You have to release. I'm telling you. So what's coming up next for you?
So, volume four, I'm trying to get that pushed out as soon as possible. It's supposed to be this summer, but I'm really trying to like get that before the end of the summer. So for Animal Attraction, I will be in Humble, Texas at the Reader's Avenue bookstore, doing a book signing for Animal Attraction. And so far for what is the other one for Concrete Situations, I'll be in Philadelphia for that one for September 14th, because there's still a lot of, even though this has been published since 2015, there's still a lot of people that don't know of Arthur Crystal Darks, or they don't know of Concrete Situations, the series. So I would still like to, spread that all over as well. So I'll be doing a book signing for Concrete Situations in Philadelphia, September 14th. Yeah.
Nice. I'm excited for you.
Yes, and
Congratulations.
I'm lining up some others,
Nice, nice. So what do
So
you
yeah.
think? I ask every author that comes across the Breaking the Silence stage, I ask, what do you think the main difference between an author and a writer is?
Oh, for me, it goes hand in hand. It's the same. However, of course, when you're a writer, you write regardless of whatever it is. Like if it's your journal, your poetry, it. But you become an author when you published it. When you publish it, and when your work is, you copyright it. I think that's to me, it's the same, but it's kind of like written in stone and stamped on. When you become an author, when you publish it, you become an author.
Agree. So, what advice would you give to any authors? Well, I say writers that are out there that's just looking at that, they're looking at the computer, they're looking at their paper, and they're like, I've written all this stuff down, but I don't know the first step. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to become an author. What advice would you give them just to start?
I would say do your research. Oh, and also whatever genre you want to write in, try to say if you want to write love stories or anything, read that genre. Read that and do your research. Whatever author that has written in that genre, read up on that author. Watch their interviews. YouTube is your best friend. YouTube and Google is your best friend nowadays. You
Right.
know, and the reason why I say do that so you can gather that information yourself, and don't trust anybody's information but your own.
I
So
agree.
that's why I would prefer just do your research on your own.
I agree. I agree completely. So,
Oh,
who
and
are some of
another
you?
thing, before you give anything to an editor or let anybody read any of your work, copyright, 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 copyright. I would stress that to the fullest. Copyright, 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 copyright. Please Google it. It'll guide you step by step. Copyright. That should have been the first thing I should have said when I got on here, but yes.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Copyright. That was my first step. Copyright.
Yes.
I agree. I
I mean,
agree.
I'd rather for you to do it both ways. They call it the poor man's way, and when you do it online, when you
Mhm,
finish, when you print everything out, ship it to the post office. Do maybe 3 or 4 of them if you want. Ship it to the
mhm,
post office. I mean, take it to the post office and have it shipped to yourself. And don't open it. Store it somewhere in a safe lockbox somewhere. Store it
mhm,
and don't open it. And the other way, of course, you go online. That's where they, guide you step by step.
mhm. I agree.
So I
I
say do it. I've done it both ways before.
I didn't do it by the mailing, the mailing part. I went online and did it, but it takes some
Mhm.
time for it to come back. But hey, it's certified and it's
Yeah, I
yours.
did it both. Yeah, both ways. So yes,
Nice.
online and I mailed it to myself. It's
Mm.
still sitting in the box. Hasn't been open.
What? Somebody told me that after I paid the money, it was like, you could have just mailed that to yourself and not open it. And I was like, what? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
that's true, but I feel like it's good to have both. It's good to have that documentation as well.
I agree. I agree. So,
Yes.
who are some of your favorite authors?
Oh, do we have time? Oh, God, that's a list. Kimberly Lawson Roby, Omar Tariq. Matter of fact, I get to see him on my birthday. Yes. Can't wait. He'll
Nice.
be in Houston July 9th. Can't wait to see him. Yes. He'll
Wow.
be at Class Bookstore. So yes, Kimberly Lawson Roby, Omar Tariq, Quan Sister Soldier, Keisha Irvin. The list could really go on. Ashley Antoinette. It the list could go on and on, really.
So,
It can't.
what's one of your top books that you would recommend reading right now besides your book?
Alexandria House. Woo! Yes, Alexandria House.
What type
Uh,
of book does she write?
Black Love. And I know
Mm.
that may not even be a genre, but yes, like I just love her style of writing when she's writing romance. She's amazing. So actually at this moment, that's who I'm hooked on right now.
I might have to look her up. I never heard of her, and that's
Yes,
crazy. I never heard of her. I might have to look
yes.
her up and try to get something to read.
Alexandria House. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Yes,
We're gonna
she's
take
known for her series for the McLean brothers, the Mitchell brothers. She's she's amazing. I love her.
nice.
That's
You
the
got to
next
shoot
author
that
I hope
in
I
my
get to
email.
meet.
Yeah, please shoot that name in the inboxes. I definitely want to see what she's all about.
Yes, yes,
Definitely.
Alexandria House. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So we're gonna take our final break, and when we come back, you're gonna be on the stage. I want you to shout it to the rooftops. Your 30 seconds of fame, where they can find you, where they can buy your book, where they can follow your journey, and just give a little bit of advice to that new author that's coming out that's trying to struggle to publish that first book.
Absolutely.
All right.
Said, really, what the fuck I said? I said what I said. Really, what the fuck I said? I said what I said. I mean what I mean. Cut you off quick. You ain't right for the team. I said what I said. Really, what the
All right, you got the stage.
Welcome back. So, my website where you can find my work and whatever events I have coming up is crystaldarks.com. I'm on Instagram under Dark Crystals Inc. _82. I'm also on Facebook under my author's page, Author Crystal Darks, and my regular page, Crystal Darks. You can follow me on both of those social medias. Oh, and I'm also on TikTok under Dark Crystals Inc. and Crystal Darks on TikTok. Um, my advice to anybody who's want to, pursue a career in writing, or just anything that you want to do, remember this: life is too short. Go for it. Go for it. Don't wait for it. Don't sit around waiting around, second guessing yourself. Just go for it. Just do it. Time waits for no one. Time is getting shorter, especially this day and age. So I just say go for it. Just do it. And pray on and keep God first.
Absolutely. You definitely have to put God first because ain't nothing gonna
Yes,
move without him. Nothing.
absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Breaking the Silence. I am rooting for you. I am excited about your events that are coming. And that's just the start. That's just the start. So if there's
Thank you.
anything that I can do for you, share a link or whatever I need to do to try to get you to that next level, make sure you drop it in that inbox and I got you
Yes.
from there.
Likewise, thank you so much. And I am looking forward to coming back.
Absolutely. Got to come back when you drop that next book.
Absolutely. You're going to be the
Def-
first one I'm going to hit up.
and thank you so much for gifting me with the two books that you did gift me. I'm gonna read them. Trust me, I'm gonna read. I read if it's nothing but a page a day. I'm gonna read them.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you know what I
Enjoy.
thought.
Well, hold on for that roller coaster ride in concrete situations because you're going to need it.
Look, that's the first one I'm starting with too. I'd already started reading the first page. I'm like, you know what? Let me put this down because I ain't gonna get nothing accomplished. But it's good so far. I can't say it's good so far, and I'm ready to get to the end. I think I'm a rush too far, but you gonna have me sitting around here not doing nothing. And people like, but did she have an episode today? I done canceled. Nah, I ain't gonna. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. But I hope that you have enjoyed the rest of your day. And once again, thank you so much for being a part of Breaking the Silence with me.
Thank you so much. God bless.
You too. And thank you everyone else out there for tuning into another episode of Breaking the Silence. Man, let me tell you something. I am so ready to dig and dive in that, especially after hearing those descriptions. I know y'all want to buy a book. Y'all want a book. So yo, if you want a book, just let me know. I hopefully she'll send me the link. And if you want a book, hey, grab it. Y'all heard them twisted situations in that. Y'all know y'all want more. So support her journey, follow her journey. And as I always say, in order for us to win, we have to do this together. We can't do it alone. We can't do it alone. So stay tuned, stay focused, stay determined. If you have a dream you're trying to reach, God got you. God got you. So tune in to the next episode to break the silence together.
60. There's levels to this. 70. There's levels to this. 80. Levels. 90. Levels. 100. Levels. 120. I worked hard. Too hard.